The concept of dual identity is poignantly illustrated by W.E.B.DuBois, who eloquently articulates the internal conflict of being both American and Black. DuBois' seminal work resonates in the fabric of American identity, capturing a struggle faced by generations of African Americans grappling with dual identities amidst a society that seeks to define and confine them. At the dawn of the 20th century, America was ensnared in segregation, where Jim Crow laws permeated society. Racial discrimination was law, a cruel reminder of deep-seated prejudices shaping lives. In this oppressive atmosphere, voices of dissent rose, like that of DuBois, whose fierce intellect laid the groundwork for what would become the civil rights movement. DuBois championed the cause of African Americans through academia and activism. He believed in education as a tool for personal liberation and articulated principles in the souls of Black folk that suggested the fight for civil rights was about elevating the race through intellectual empowerment. His idea of the talented tenth, that the top 10% of educated African Americans should lead social change, echoed in Martin Luther King Jr.'s philosophies, emphasizing education and moral leadership. In 1909, DuBois' activism took shape with the founding of the NAACP, understanding the significance of legal challenges and political action to combat discrimination. His eloquent speeches and strategic initiatives dismantled systemic barriers, foreshadowing the strategies King would adopt decades later. By the 1950s and 60s, Martin Luther King Jr. emerged as a beacon of hope, building upon DuBois' foundation. King embraced DuBois' call to action, envisioning a world where justice rolled down like waters. The resonance between their philosophies connected their struggles across eras. King preached nonviolent resistance and the power of love, standing on the shoulders of those like DuBois who paved the way. Yet, the struggle for equality continues, echoing the urgent calls of both men. Their legacies inspire modern movements dismantling systemic racism and advocating for civil rights today. True equality requires unwavering dedication and collective effort. Born in 1868 in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, DuBois' early life shaped his worldview. His ascent in the civil rights movement stemmed from contrasting experiences. His Harvard education, where he became the first African American to earn a Ph.D., gave him the tools to advocate for justice. With the echoes of his childhood still resonating, he walked the halls of Harvard, grappling with the dichotomy of his identity in an elite institution where few understood his plight. The stark contrast between his academic accomplishments and the disenfranchisement of Black Americans only fueled his passion for change. In 1905, DuBois co-founded the Niagara Movement, demanding voting rights and an end to segregation and discrimination. The gathering of this group marked a pivotal moment in the fight for civil rights, laying the groundwork for future civil rights organizations, including the NAACP, where he served as editor of the Crisis. In this role, he wielded the power of the pen as a weapon against injustice, addressing the ongoing struggles faced by the Black community and articulating a vision of racial equality that resonated deeply with King. DuBois grappled with the concept of double consciousness, a term he coined to describe the internal conflict of African Americans who navigate their self-perception while being viewed through the lens of a prejudiced society. This painful yet essential experience echoes in King's philosophy, emphasizing self-worth and dignity among Black Americans in their quest for equality. DuBois' articulation of double consciousness resonated with the lived experiences of countless individuals, as they found themselves torn between two worlds, striving to affirm their identity while contending with the weight of societal expectations. As the civil rights movement gained momentum, King's vision reflected many of DuBois' foundational ideas, emphasizing love and nonviolence as means for social change while recognizing the urgency of immediate action. The streets of Montgomery were alive with the sounds of resolve and determination during the Montgomery bus boycott, where the air was thick with the scent of sweat and the fervor of the fight. During the 1963 March on Washington, where King delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, he resonated DuBois' ideals, calling for civil rights and a transformation of American society. His voice, a powerful beacon of hope, echoed off the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, reverberating through the hearts of those who gathered in a sea of faces unified by a common dream. Together, their efforts brought the plight of African Americans into the national consciousness, paving the way for legislative advances like the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. However, they understood that true justice required economic equality and education. Both men advocated education as a means to liberation, promoting black economic empowerment and dismantling barriers perpetuating inequality. Du-Bois' vision of an educated elite, the talented 10th, served as a rallying cry, urging the most capable members of the black community to rise and lead the charge toward equality. His principles ignited a flame in King, who emphasized the transformative power of knowledge in shaping a just society. As we reflect on their legacies, Du-Bois' insights shape discussions on race and justice today. His words still echo, urging contemporary activists to harness the power of knowledge and elevate marginalized voices. The legacy of W.E.B. Du Bois reminds us that each battle contributes to a larger quest for freedom, dignity, and human rights across generations. In 1963, a momentous event occurred at the Lincoln Memorial, where Dr. King stood before over 250,000 people, delivering his iconic speech. He spoke not just as a man but as a beacon of hope that illuminated struggles fought for generations. As he articulated his dream, his vision was not merely a call for integration, it demanded a radical reimagining of America and insistence on a nation that would honor the dignity of all its citizens. Du Bois' emphasis on higher education and political activism resonated within King's vision, demanding not just integration but genuine equality, a profound transformation of society at its very core. King echoed Du Bois' assertion that the problem of the 20th century is the problem of the color line, amid the civil rights movement. The strategies of nonviolent resistance advocated by King were inspired by the intellectual groundwork laid by Du Bois, addressing ingrained attitudes and behaviors. Montague Avenue in Birmingham became an emblem of the struggle, the site of peaceful protests met with brutal resistance. King actively engaged with Du Bois' legacy, breathing new life into its principles. Each act of civil disobedience was a testament to the enduring truth of Du Bois' writings. Every march, every sit-in became a step toward dismantling the barriers that had long divided a nation. As the movement progressed, King faced immense challenges, exemplified by the Birmingham Campaign in 1963. The city became a battleground for the struggle for civil rights, with images of peaceful protesters met with fire hoses and police dogs seared into the national consciousness. The brutal treatment of activists, including children, shocked the nation, compelling many to reconsider their views on race and justice. Despite violent opposition, inspired by Du Bois' courage, King's resolve deepened. He penned his famous letter from Birmingham jail, articulating the injustices endured by African Americans and establishing the urgency of civil rights, declaring that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere reverberated beyond the walls of the jail, igniting a fire within a nation that could no longer ignore the plight of its citizens. His eloquence turned the tide of public opinion, shaping discourse around civil rights and demanding accountability from those in power. Du Bois' emphasis on culture and history and shaping identity reflected in King's call for a deeper understanding of African American heritage. Acknowledging and celebrating the past were strategic moves in the fight against oppression, empowering communities in their quest for justice. King's travels illustrated the global implications of Du Bois' ideals, recognizing the fight for civil rights in America as part of a larger struggle against colonialism worldwide. The voices of African and Asian leaders resonated with King, as he articulated the interconnectedness of their struggles for liberation. The universality of their fight was evident, highlighting that injustice knew no borders. Ultimately, the legacy of W.E.B. Du Bois and King's vision reminds us that the journey toward equality is an enduring struggle, a testament to the power of ideas and unity in the relentless pursuit of justice. Their teachings challenge us to reflect on our own roles within this continuum. In the face of systemic racism, the call for justice is not an individual pursuit but a collective endeavor that binds us together as a society. It requires a commitment to understanding the historical context of oppression while working towards a brighter future. As we grapple with racial tensions today, the Black Lives Matter movement echoes the struggles of the 1960s, reflecting King and Du Bois' calls for accountability. From the streets of Ferguson to the marches in Minneapolis, the cries for justice are imbued with the spirit of resistance that Du Bois and King embodied. Their legacies inspire new generations to harness the power of protest and advocacy as transformative tools in the ongoing fight for equality. Du Bois' talented 10th remains crucial in discussions of leadership within the African American community, urging educated individuals to uplift the masses, challenging them to use their platforms and privilege to advocate for those who have been historically marginalized. The relationship between King and DuBois serves as a reminder that civil rights struggles persist as long as inequality exists. The vision set forth by these thinkers inspires new generations to rise and challenge oppression. Their teachings urge us to confront suffering with courage and compassion, and the fight for justice continues to evolve and adapt to the shifting landscape of American society. Their wisdom offers guidance for navigating the complexities of modern activism, urging us to remain steadfast in our commitment to equality. Through their shared vision, they invite us to recognize our interconnectedness in the fight for justice. In conclusion, the enduring legacy of W.E.B. DuBois within Martin Luther King Jr.'s vision compels us to reflect on our commitment to justice. Their words resonate in a world fraught with challenges, urging us to rise for collective liberation for all. The dream lives on through our actions, our commitments, and our resolve to fight for a world that embodies their ideals of equality and justice.